Hi, my name is Ethan Kaneshra, and this is my final presentation on the film Spirited Away, directed by Hayao Miyazaki. So I would just like to read my thesis statement quickly. The film Spirited Away, directed by Hayao Miyazaki, shows how a young girl learns to not rely on others and gains a sense of personal responsibility. So I just also want to give a quick summary of the film. A young girl named Chihiro is moving to a new home with her family. The film opens and Chihiro and her mother and father are in a car driving to their new house. Chihiro clearly is not very happy about this move, and she also seems kind of self-entitled about it. She's going to miss all of her friends, and she's explaining that the only time that she got flowers was the one time that she was leaving. She seems very self-entitled about everything, and she's just like completely disobeying her parents in the car. She's making a mess of everything. But eventually, Chihiro and her family come across this weird building that they want to stop off and look in. They get out of the car and they walk down. They see what looks like to be an abandoned amusement park, and they really strangely see a bunch of food that has been freshly prepared sitting there, yet no one's around to eat it. And Chihiro's parents start to eat the food, but Chihiro feels very uncomfortable being there and really insists that they leave, but her parents kind of refuse. And eventually, some weird stuff starts to happen, and her parents turn into pigs, and she runs away. Then lights start to turn on, and it's quickly revealed that she is in a sort of a spirit world. So Chihiro gets trapped in a spirit world, and her parents are turned to pigs, and then she has to figure out her way, where she is and how to get out. So one thing that she has to do is get a job at the spa. At first, it seems kind of hopeless that she's going to be stuck there forever, but she gets a job at this spa for spirits that exist in this world. But she eventually proves her worth to Yubaba, who's the boss of this spa in the spirit world. But she also has to go through a lot of other tasks given by Yubaba to eventually show her worth and eventually save her parents and herself so that they can return back to their normal lives and the normal world. So some quick examples that I want to give that support my thesis statement are that Chihiro no longer relies on other people to do everything for her. In the beginning of the film, she's really relying on everyone else around her. Haku, she keeps asking him for help, keeps relying on him to do everything for her. But throughout the film, she gradually takes on more responsibility for herself, no longer relies on Haku, and actually saves him several times throughout the film. She takes on more responsibility. She doesn't blame everyone else around her for the mistakes that she's making. She realizes that she actually has to take charge of her own life and do things for herself. One example of this can be seen um, in the very famous scene where she's sitting on a train with the two spirits and she's going to take care of a task herself, which she takes full responsibility for. And she must pass a series of tests given by Yubaba. So this is the most prevalent example of how we can see Chihiro coming of age and maturing throughout this film. So Yubaba gives her several tests, and at first she keeps relying on other people to help her and is always seen to be very scared and afraid and timid of Yubaba. However, the film shows her growing and she gradually becomes less scared of Yubaba and gradually gains more of a sense of confidence and knows what she is doing is right, while also seeing that Yubaba actually has truly evil intentions and is not a good person. And then Chihiro gains a strong sense of confidence, and this can be clearly seen in the last test given by Yubaba, where Chihiro has to point out who her parents are in a series of pigs. Because earlier in the film, Chihiro's parents were turned into pigs, and Chihiro must try and find them in this group of pigs. And if she chooses correctly, she gets to go home. Eventually, she realizes that her two parents are not actually in that group in a very confident way, and Chihiro and her family are allowed to go home into the real world and resume their normal lives. So a couple of additional points I want to make is the animation style in the film allows for a unique coming of age story. So this film is clearly animated, and it takes place in this very weird yet bizarre world. But Miyazaki creates this world in such a way that it allows for a coming of age story that is also relatable. So granted, nobody has ever actually experienced going to a spirit world, and this is not something that could actually happen in real life. However, one of the great things about this movie is that it's layered with story elements and coming of age themes that anyone can relate to. I'm sure there's a lot of people that can relate to not wanting to move to a new city, leaving their friends, and that's something that Chihiro clearly goes through at the beginning of the film. However, we also see her growing more responsible, accepting more independence, and that's something that's a common coming of age theme that anyone goes through. Granted, it takes place in this very strange, unique, and bizarre kind of setting, but they're all common coming of age themes that pretty much anyone can relate to. So that concludes my final presentation for Spirited Away, directed by Hayao Miyazaki. And thank you so much for watching.